Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to Follow Your Brush with Pam. Um, it's a hot day outside, so we're not going outside, but I'm going to the birds anyway. Thank you for liking and subscribing and following. I appreciate all of those that you do and your comments. Yesterday I showed you some of my new paints that I had gotten. So today I'm playing with one of them. It's the Roman Szmal's collection. And I didn't mention yesterday, but I believe these are Polish paints. I shared my rosemary collection that's made in the Ukraine. And these are Polish. And I'm enjoying them. They're primarily single pigment. So I'm looking into that as well. Today I'm taking on a bird. I don't know if you have ever given yourselves a challenge, so to speak, your own challenge, not from a tutorial, not from a lesson that you're following, but just something personal that you want to take on. And that's what I've done with birds this year. I love sketching them and painting them because their patterns are so unique, and there are always colors that I personally would probably never even think to combine in a painting, let alone in one creature. And these birds just have all kind of beautiful colors and patterns. And I noticed since I started trying to paint a bird a day that it's really helped me. It has helped my observation skills. I have to kind of pay attention. My color mixing abilities, or lack of it, has helped to strengthen that. And it's just really fun. This little bird is I think it said a yellow warbler, which I would imagine that means it's a singing bird. Has a song to sing to us. Another nice thing about birds is their patterns are usually pretty clear. So if you're sketching them, it helps you, or it helps me as I'm sketching to follow that. Now I'm getting some run into my background, and that's okay. It's okay. I did the background wet on wet. I spritzed that first. I'm not going to continue on this area, though. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. This part is still dry, so I'm going to kind of come in on that with some wet on dry. One thing I've discovered with painting birds is that I have the hardest time with their beak. And I'm guessing that might be like if I'm doing a portrait, that might compare to trying to get somebody's nose right or something. I don't know. They're all a little different. And this one has a black patch that comes down from its beak. And I just think they're really fun to paint. And yes, I do have blooms here going up into that. That's my mistake. I really shouldn't have tried to add that color when I'm just going to blot that up and see if that helps. And it is. How about that? I spritzed the background first and then came in with some background colors. And I started my bird while that was still a little damp, so that's probably a mistake on my part. But its head, I'll try to stay away from that bloom area, has some green. But It's just a challenge that I've given myself. And have you ever given yourself a challenge of something that you want to try that maybe you're not following a tutorial, you're not following a lesson on YouTube, you're just kind of giving yourself your own challenge of what you want to try to work on. I do that. I'm kind of I guess I'm not really self-taught because I have followed and do follow some instructors that I really love, and they have helped me tremendously. So, self-taught in that I'm not in a class somewhere. I just kind of wait on my own. It's up to me to get motivated and have the motivation to try to do something today. And the birds have been a really fun practice. Sometimes I look at birds online and I look at pictures online. And then I also have we feed the birds out on our deck. And so I have a lot of birds that I have taken from the deck, from our pictures out that I've taken off our own birdies, sparrows and cardinals and black-capped chickadees, and they're fun. I'm going to move down here. I know this is still a little damp, but I'm going to give this bird a branch to sit on. And I know we always kind of want to give them the trees are brown, and they're not always. I notice my trees outside actually kind of have a gray silver tint to their bark. I am using my Roman Szmal paints today. These are the ones I showed you yesterday that I got recently, single pigment paints, so you can mix colors well. I actually like what this is doing here with the edge. And yes, I'm what I would call a dib-dabber. I did do this background kind of in a larger swath, but I do like to come in sometimes carefully, maybe too carefully, I don't know. I like to layer. The Roman Szmals are single pigment for the most part, so I can come back and layer, and they're very transparent, so I can get some different effects. And this little area right over the black there, I believe, was also yellow. So let me get some yellow in there. And his head is green. Some of that has blended in with my darker color. I'm gonna add some yellow up in there. As you can see, these are layering nicely. And the transparency is really nice for layering. So I can get my different layers and effects in that. Let me add some more yellow in this. In his wings. And then I will go back and add some more to his background. The beak is always a challenge to me. The beaks of the birds, I guess that's like painting a nose on a person. And that's just really challenging to me, to get them the right size, go in the right direction. That's why I like doing birds. They really challenge my observation skills. And the eye, and I did notice on this particular bird that the end of the beak kind of matched up with his toes down here. That's too wet for me to go in with much paint. I'm gonna have to wait and let that dry a little bit. But as I was trying to size up where things go, the eye in the picture and where, if I were to come down perspective wise, where it matched the foot on the branch and the beak, like that. So I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit. I don't want to do the eye area yet because I'm afraid I'll just really mess that up, because it's going to run into that black that I just did. And it does need more green up here. I'm going to go in carefully, see if I can add some of that. So this is a challenge that I have given myself, just to paint birds. They're so interesting, and the patterns are always so magnificent to look at, and the colors, I like to use them for what I call color mixing challenges. You see different colors on birds, and it's like, how can I ever match that color? What color even is that? You know, they're often very unique. So that's where I'm going to stop for right now. I'm going to come back after this is dried and do some more in the background and get that eye in. I don't want to do it right now because it's just going to run, and I have to be careful with the eye. And so I just wanted to show you what I was doing. I was playing with my Roman Szmals. It's one thing to swatch them, but you really don't know what they're going to do in an actual painting till you get in and play and actually do a painting. And so that's what I wanted to show you today. I'm using this with my bird project. This particular notebook I got from a Gallo with one of my orders. Isn't that beautiful? And it's paper from them as well. And what I've done is this is devoted just strictly to birds. It's another one. It's one of my favorites. This was the sparrow actually on my back deck. It's one of my favorite paintings. And so this is my bird sketchbook. I just devote it to nothing but birds. This was also from my own backyard. This I think this was a tufted titmouse. Yes, I have it written down here. Tufted titmouse came to our feeder. So I like to take pictures of them and then paint them and have a good time with them. I have lots of cardinals out here. Here's a robin that I did. Just fun. That's been my personal challenge. So tell me in the comments if you have personal challenges that you have given yourself to help yourself grow and expand your sketching, your color mixing, whatever it is you enjoy doing. Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for following me. Like and subscribe if you so desire. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.